everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I am going to be talking about my October TBR because there is a few readathons that I would like to do in the month of October. And man, there was so many, but I had to kind of like whittle it down to just a couple because I didn't want to stress myself out because my TBR is really big anyway. I'm really ambitious with this TBR on what I want, but I want to read all the spookies. And not just that, but most of the books that I'm wanting to read are actual either physical or ebook. So there's not that many audiobooks on this list. And so that means it's going to be tough for me to get through them all. Because usually I get through a lot of books during the month, and it's because I do a lot of audiobooks. But since all of these are ebooks, we'll have to see. Or ebooks and physical. We'll have to see because I'm not sure. But we're going to give it a try. And we'll see what happens. That's all I can say. We'll give it a try. So with the first one I'm going to talk about, it is the Halloween Creature Feature Reading Extravaganza. And it is hosted by John from Books of Blood and Jason from Jason's Weird Reads. And this is about reading a creature feature books, which is totally my thing. So I had to jump on this one. And there's only 5 prompts, so it's not really that bad. And with that, I'm just going to tell you what the prompts are. And so the first one is only a woman can break his spell. Read a book about vampires that is written by a woman. And so I had this ebook that I didn't even really know I had because I do that. You know, have you ever done that? You either buy books or they're free and you download them and then you forget you ever had them. And so I have Vampire Blood by Catherine Mayer Griffith. And I've read a book by her before. It was a witch book and I enjoyed it. So I think I'll probably enjoy this one too. And I don't know anything about this. I don't know much about any of the books that I've got. And that's cool with me. I don't really like to know a whole lot. But I will read you this little part here. It says, behind the lovely facade of a grand old theater, a bloodthirsty family lurks and kills. So, it is a prequel to Hunger No Longer. So, if I like this, I may check out that book. But yeah, so this is my vampire book. And then the next one is Even a Man Who Is Pure in Heart. Can't read my own writing. Anyway, it's to read a werewolf book with wolf or moon in the title. And with that, I have another book that I didn't even realize I had that I probably picked up a long time ago. And that is Jeff Strand's Wolf Hunt. And I don't know a lot about this one. Like I said, I don't know a lot about these books, except for I know it's about 2 brothers who are supposed to be transporting a werewolf and something goes wrong. That's all I know. I've only read one other Jeff Strand book and I wasn't particularly a fan of it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping I'll like it. It's not very long, so yeah, we'll probably do it. But I do like werewolf books, so hopefully I like it. This book that I have is another book that I have on my Kindle and didn't realize I had it. And that is To Die But To Be Truly Dead, That Must Be Glorious. And it is to read a book with dead or undead characters. And so I am going to try my first Darcy Coates book and read The Haunting of Gillespie House. And all I know is it's about a haunted house, and that's about it. So I know she writes a lot of haunted house supernatural type things. I know that the one lady from, I think it's called Harpy in the Trees or Harpy in something. Anyway, I know she reads a lot of Darcy Coates books and she really enjoys them. I know that it's Becky from the Bookish Bryants. She likes Darcy Coates, and so I'm going to give it a try and see if I like one. The next one is In the Trees It's Coming. Read a cryptozoological, I never can say that word, book. So we got, it could be like, Bigfoot, Mothman, Dover Demon, whatever, And so I got this one to review from the author, or authors, because it looks like it's a husband and wife duo maybe. And so I'm going to give this one a try, and it's the Easton Falls Massacre, Bigfoot's Revenge. It's by Holly Ray Garcia and Ryan Prentice Garcia. And it's really short, so I'm loving that. And so I'm hoping it's going to be a Bigfoot book that kind of packs a good punch there and is exciting and fun. And I don't know anything too much about this. I read what it was about a while back, and all I know is it's, Bigfoot, and that's all I need to know, really. So that. And then the last prompt is From Beyond, read a book of Lovecraftian or cosmic horror by a person of color. This was very hard for me because I have never read cosmic horror, so I don't even know if I'd like it. And I've never really read Lovecraft. I know it's bad. I'm a horror lover and I've never read Lovecraft, but it just never was something that came up that I wanted to try. And maybe I'll try it someday. But if you know any good Lovecraft that you think I should start with, you could put that in the comments. Maybe I'll give it a try. But I found Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. And so I didn't look up the author to see. I'm going by the name, and it sounds Spanish or, Hispanic of some sort. So I'm hoping he's a person of color, because it's the only thing I had that I could figure out. And I have a copy of it, an ebook copy, and I'll put the picture here because I didn't have it on my Kindle. But yeah, so I don't know anything really about it except for what I've heard. And what I've heard, it's kind of like an Scooby-Doo when they're older kind of a thing. And I seen the tentacles on the front, and I know that's associated kind of with Lovecraft. And when I looked up Lovecraft type books, that one popped up. So I'm hoping that I'm hitting the mark with this one. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But that's the 5 creature books that I'm going to be reading for that. And then the next one I have is Spooktober. And I got all my notes here because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to ramble on very good. I ramble enough as it is without, with my notes. Without notes, it would be horrible. Anyway, this one is by Paper Fairies and a whole slew of others. And Paper Fairy is the one that I seen it on first, and so she's the one I'm going to name here, but I'll link everything else below so that you can see all the other hosts. I just didn't want to write them all down, and I couldn't remember them all. Anyway, they're throwing a party, so it's a party themed. It's a Halloween party theme, and there's like there's 4 different sections, and in each section there are prompts, and you don't have to do all of the prompts, and so I'm not going to, and I'll probably double up on some books on some of these prompts, just to make sure that I hit some of these and I don't stress about how many books that I might want to read. Like I said, I've got an ambitious TBR, and so the less books I can put on a prompt, the better, or whatever. And so the first one is Costume Party, and I am going to pick a scary costume because I'm going to read Behemoth by H.P. Newquest, and I'll stick the picture here. And I don't know a whole lot except for that it's about a behemoth, and I think that's a creature of some sort, and I know it's horror, and the author was kind enough to give this to me a while back, and I still haven't got to it, and I feel really bad, so I need to get to it. And so October is kind of like my catch up on books that authors have sent me, because I feel bad because I haven't got to them yet. So we'll be doing that. And then for refreshments, there is Eyeball Soup, a cover you can't stop eyeballing. And so for that, I have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And I know that this is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet set in Shanghai. So it's Asian, and it is from the year 1926. So it's historical. And so I know this will fit that. And I also think this will fit... let's see, Devil's Food Cake, because it has a black cover, and it will also go into the next section, which is Dance Floor Playlist, and Time Warp, set in a different time, and so this one's set in 1926, so it'll fit for that one. And so, yeah, so I can use this one for quite a few. One of the things on here in the refreshments is Miss Lovett's Meat Pies, a book with a character you think that is unlikable. Well, I'm not sure yet, so I mean, there could be an unlikable character in here. So that's like one of those that I'll have to see if I have any unlikable characters after I get done. But yeah, so got that. Okay, so then the next review book that I have is from Chad Nichols, and it's Nightmare. And I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and it's about scarecrows and scary stuff. And I've seen reviews about it, and I know everybody has really enjoyed it, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to enjoy it. And he did send me an e-copy, so I really should get this one read. And since it has a black cover, it could go for the Devil's Food Cake. And I also have it for Hang Out with Pets on the Festivities section, and it's an animal on the cover since it's got a raven. And also, this one would go for that too because it's got a dragon. It's an animal of some sort. And so, yeah, I'm really, really hoping to like this one because I have heard a lot of good things about it, and I can't wait to get to this one. And then, let's see. What else do I have on here? Oh. Candy Bowl, which is in the refreshments section. It is to take small pieces and read a novella or a graphic novel, and I have a graphic novel e-arc that I need to get to, and I'll put it here. It's called Mary, The Adventures of Mary Shelley's great make sure I get all the greats in there, granddaughter. It's by Bria Grant, and I'm not sure how to say the other one. Yishan Lee, maybe? I don't know. Probably butchered that, sorry. But anyway, it is about Mary Shelley who doesn't want to write stories. All her greats and stuff, back to the original one, have always wrote stories. But she's not really into that. She doesn't really want to do that. And then she finds out that she has some kind of a power where she can heal monsters. And so we'll see how that goes. It looked cute, so we'll see. And then I have, and the dance floor playlist, there is Thriller, and I have a couple of thrillers that I need to get to. And where is my stuff here? I am so disorganized, sorry. Okay, so I have, and I'll put them up here because I don't really know anything about them, and I cannot pronounce their last names, so sorry. You can maybe see them on the photos, but they are Icelandic thrillers, and they are A Creek on the Stairs and Betrayal. And yeah, like I said, I would butcher those names for sure, but I know that they're both Icelandic like mystery thrillers, and I have some blog tours for my blog that I'm supposed to be doing for them in the month of October, and so I got to get to them, so they can go for a thriller. And I think that's everything that I'm going to try to attempt there. They do have a photo challenge, and so I might try that, and they may have other things during the month. They usually do a lot of different things during Spooktober because it is for the whole month. Both of these challenges are for the whole month. And then I still need to read, even after all of those books, if I can get it in, I need to read Her Final Prayer by Catherine Casey, which I have started, and I'm about 25% in or so. And it is for a blog tour also, but it's the second book in the Detective Claire Jeffries, and it's kind of interesting because it's about a polygamy community, and I know absolutely nothing about that. That's not my thing. I've never really been interested in any of that stuff, but it is kind of interesting to read how the dynamics between the community and the police and things like that, especially since Claire Jeffries used to be one of them, but she got out because she did not want to be a wife. Many of the wives of one man, and she was being abused and she didn't like it, so she got out, and so she's been gone for like 10 years. But then in the first book, her sister goes missing, or one of her sisters, and goes missing, and she comes back to try to figure out what happened. And in the process of doing that, she ends up becoming, because of some things that happened, she ends up becoming the police chief there, I think. And so now she's on a new case, and this one has a quadruple homicide, all in one family. It's very, very sad because there were children that were killed, and so she's got to figure out what's going on with that and stuff. And her mothers don't want to talk to her, and one of her mothers is one of the, a lady that was a witness, and so she's having struggled with that. So far, that's about all I've read of it, so that's what I know. And then I need to read The Nesting by C.J. Cook. And I know this one, I think, is about a nanny and spooky things happening in a house. And she has to protect the person that she's nannying for or something. I don't know. I don't know. I keep saying it, but I don't know. And I'm buddy reading this one with my friend Barb. And so I need to get that one. And I'm also buddy reading The Invisible Library by, and I forgot to put the author's name here, Genevieve Cogman? Anyway, it'll be there. You'll see it. And yeah, it's the first one in the Invisible Library series. I read this one a long time ago when it first came out, but I have no clue what happened. All I know is it's about a lady and a library and adventures. And so we've decided that we want to read the series, and so we're going to do that one a month, and so that's that. And let's see. Oh, I am also, I need more space over here. Okay. I'm going to listen to some Goosebumps, so that'll be something I'll have on audio. And I like to try to do some Goosebumps during October because they're just fun. And I think it'll be kind of nice, fun stuff in between a lot of the harder horror. And so I'm going to do that. I don't know which ones I'm going to do. It's whatever's on Hoopla. Yeah, these are really shiny too. But I had this one, so I'm just going to hold it up here so you'd see it. But yeah, I don't know if exactly this one is what I'm going to read, but I'm going to read some. So we'll see. And those are my main ones. But I do have a couple others that, if I have time and I'm feeling it, I would like to get them in because I did get these from authors too. And so this one is called Pleasant Grove, and it's by Jason Price. And it's a small town epic adventure. And the description made me automatically think of Stephen King's Under the Dome, but for middle grade. I've never read Under the Dome, but I mean, I do know that it's about a town that's under a dome. I know that much. And so this is too. It says, welcome to Pleasant Grove, a quiet, small town where neighbors help neighbors and doors are left unlocked at night. An unspoiled paradise with one particular feature: it's enclosed by a glass dome. No one can leave, no one can enter, no one can survive beyond the dome. And then a young girl, Agnes, she's 12 years old, she discovers a strange boy with no memory. And so she teams up with her best friends to unravel the mystery to see, like, where did he come from? If they don't know who he is, how did he get there, kind of thing. So it's, you know, kind of a middle grade horror mystery type thing. And it sounds cool, so we'll give it a try. And then I have Truth of the Shadows by Slade Templeton. And this says, not for the faint of mind. And I just really love the cover. I think I got this one because I like the cover the best. Because, I mean, look at that. It is super cool. Just love it. And it says, darkness is in all of us. Cottage Grove, Oregon is a sleepy little town, but in the surrounding forest, an ancient nightmare is growing stronger. Dr. Joseph Hoffman, head psychiatrist of the Cottage Grove Hospital, wants to believe he has all the answers to his patients' problems. But there is a darkness within him that always lurked between the thin veneer of his competence. That veneer is about to crack. So that's like the first paragraph, and I'll just stop there. But sounds kind of cool, don't you think? So hopefully I can get to this one too. I really want to. It's really nice that they sent these to me. So I want to get to them. Hopefully. And I'm sure I'm probably forgetting something that I didn't write down, or I will wander off and read something that wasn't on my list, because I am a mood reader. And so even though I have this set, what I hope is set in stone, that doesn't mean that it will be, because I often veer. You'll find that out whenever I put up my September TBR or wrap up, because yeah, even though I managed to get through all of those that I was supposed to, there was a whole bunch that weren't on the list. It's just kind of how it goes. But that's okay. Um, so I always say subject to change. It could change, but I do think these are really the ones that I really need to get to and I want to get to and I am excited for. So I'm hoping that my mood won't change and I will read these. Anyway, so I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Have a good day.